as always, shout out to my streaming platform because as always, it says, yo, Goodas, your mic is on mute, bro. Like, what are you doing? Like, what is wrong with you? Your mic is on mute. Do you not see this? So shout out to the streaming platform. You're worth every penny, every dime, actually every dollar. You're kind of expensive still, but you're worth it. Yeah. Welcome to the Big and Serious Podcast. My name is Onjigodas. Yeah, it's your hostess with the mostest. Wagwan with the wagwans. Tonight's guest is this lady does so many things. She does a whole heap of things, She does so many things. I don't even know how to introduce her, or I'll save it for the interview. But tonight's guest is Odessa Thornhill. I mean, singer, doctor of natural medicine. Like, yeah, there's a lot of things that she does. Doula, postpartum, listen, health and wellness coach. She does it. You name it. Singer, dancer. Anyway, you name it, she does it. And she's going to come and talk to us. I think there's going to be such a vibe. I do want to take a moment to say shout out to Lickle Wayne on the outside. Thank you for an amazing interview, people. And I'm not ashamed to say it, that interview has the most views so far in the history of the Big and Serious Podcast. So I'm going to give him a sexy on. And I'm so mesmerized. Yeah, man, like big up yourself on that. But in the words of, Effie, oh my gosh, you must have heard me. You must have been hearing my thoughts because girlfriend, before I even show the reel, girlfriend, I lit the candle today. I literally just lit it. Look at that. You see the flame I run? Yeah, my girl. Shout out to Effie who allows me to be a big kid and live in my, you want a sexy horn? Here, I'll give you a sexy horn. Effie allows me to have my inner child be happy. I get to have arts and crafts night at her house. And don't ask to join us because we have an exclusive crew. Listen to me. We have an exclusive, like it's my yard. Yeah. Anyway, tonight's serious thing topic is a recap. Yo, Effie, yo, hurry up and do what you have to do so we can't have the next one. Yeah. We're gonna do a recap of the Reggae North Music Awards 2025. People, it's a big thing, but in the words of my favorite YouTuber, before we get into anything, ooh, Lord of mercy, show real. Yo, so I don't know if you know, but every week I'm always talking about learning the dance of having the show intro and then coming into the show. Boy, again, big up to my streaming platform because yo, man, learn off and do it. Look how seamless that was, people. At the end of the show, you need to go catch the replay and just catch my little seamless transition. Yeah, I like it. Effie, am I yard too? Girl, you don't want to tell me that. I will move in tomorrow. Girl, don't tell me that. I will come in and eat all your food. I mean, I eat all your food anyway, but you know. Oh, Favor's going to be like, can you please just go away? Yes. People, I am so amped today. I'm excited. I mean, she's Bree. Oh, I was told not to do that. Wagwan, she's Bree. Welcome to the building. I get roses. Hola. Wagwan. Yes. So, people, we're gonna get into it. I'm making everybody laugh today. I'm gonna get into it, but where's my manners? Big up to Twitch, my OGs, Wagwan with the Wagwans. Listen, I'm going to start showing you more love. I'm going to start actually posting on Twitch more often, letting you see the clips and all them things. It's just a dance of the time, right? So I'm going to try to figure out, the time. Believe Wagwan. I'm going to try to, figure out the dance. This is you seeing the transparency of being a podcaster, a mom, a friend, daughter, and all of these things, and still trying to fit all of the things into my life to fulfill my needs as well as the needs of the people that I love and that are dear to my heart. And that includes going outside. So you got to be smart like Effie and tell me like, yo, arts and crafts. I'll come outside for arts and crafts, but not at everybody's yard. I think Effie has filled that space. So I don't really think I want to do arts and crafts at anybody else's house. But anyway, I digress. Let me stop rambling. Goodas, please calm down. All right. I want to say, Rumble, welcome to the building. Yeah, you done know. Facebook, you got this week because TikTok had last week. And shout out to the TikTok massive who made a girl feel so amazing. Yo, 22,000 likes on last week's show on TikTok. I gotta say, big up. No, me not go at nobody else yard for arts and crafts, Effie. Your yard alone. That's it. Yes, TikTok. I mean, you're not here to see this. You're gonna have to catch this on YouTube or whatever. But honestly, you made a girl feel so loved last week. So as I was saying, shout out to Lika Wayne because that interview was my highest watched interview or episode to date. So go catch that. Stay tuned for clips and chopping up of the things, and you don't know all the stuff. I want to say Instagram, Wagwan with the Wagwans. Of course, YouTube. I tend to tell people go to YouTube to catch the replay. If you're ever looking for the replay, go to YouTube and Jigudas. Click on the live tab. You'll see all the episodes. All the episodes of the Big and Serious podcast are over there for your viewing pleasure. Now, before we get into this serious topic, I can't believe I'm on time. I'm actually on time and comfortably on time. Like, shout out to Mama Goodas who like really early was like, if you want the washroom, you're about to take it now. And I was like, yeah, let me go. So shout out to Mama Goodas for that. It's really beautiful when you have a support system that keeps you on track. Yeah, it's so important. People, get you a support system that keeps you on track. Yeah, they're like, I know your dreams, and your dreams might even actually inconvenience me, but I'm gonna help you stay on track. Zantale officially brawling. Wagwan with the Wagwan. Zantale says, good as. Yeah. Shout out to you. You done know it's love every time. Fix me up. Fix me up with that drink. Yeah. Big up yourself as well. All right. So if you're ever looking for the Goodas, I'm going to tell you how you can find me aside from on this show. You're going to go to most social media platforms. Follow me at Angie Goodas. If you're on Instagram, you're going to follow me at Angie Goodas with an extra Z or Z, depending on where you live. And every other Monday, you can find me on CKUT 90.3 FM overnight. I don't know why, but me do it and I enjoy it, when I wake up. You can find me on the Roots Rock Reggae radio show. Shout out to Singing P, Mad Vibes. You don't know Mad Vibes, Mad Love for Mad Vibes. Brother Cliff and Calendar Man. I do a segment called Information for the Nation, 2:00 in the morning every other Monday. But the show goes from 1:00 in the morning until 4:00. Now, I did do last week, but I'm open my big mouth. I think I was feeling high off of the endorphins of being at the Reggae North Music Awards and was like, yeah, I'll be back next week. So you get a double of Angie. You get a back-to-back. I will be there this week again. I don't know what the topic is. I probably won't know the topic until Sunday morning. But anyway, I digress. Let's get into the this week's Big Up. So, as I've alluded to and said, wrong intro. People, can you tell I'm hyper? Yeah, I'm hyper. All right. So These people do not need a big up from the Goodas. Like, big and serious, them ya people ya sort out. Like, them not need it. They don't want it. Probably they don't want it. They're not paying me feet. Let me put that out there right now. But I would say eventually they will. Yeah. Eventually they will. You just drop a new track, Zentale? Title Take Over. Send it to me. Or can I find it on YouTube? I can run it. Now, is it going to get me cussed? Is there cussing in this track? That's probably the main question I'll ask you first. Which hat are you wearing, Zentale? Are you wearing the dance hall hat or are you wearing the reggae hat? I need to know. Inquiring minds want to know. Let me know. In the meantime, big up. This week's big up goes to Costco. Now, if you know the Goodas, I'm not going to talk about things that I don't know about. And if it's something that I feel like you should know about, I'm going to tell you about it. And I have to give a big up to Costco. There's cussing in it. Oh, do you have a clean version? Anyway, and to show you that I'm not fronting, here is my Costco membership card, right? I'm an executive member. I'm a black card, my black and gold card. And if you don't believe me, see my picture there. Hold on, let me cover up my credential. I don't want nobody come take one of my things. And I've been a member since 2004, by the way. But yeah, that's me. See, is my card. The card is valid, fully active, right? Dancehall hat. Okay, for curse words, Lord, dancehall hat. All right, Zentale. People, just go over to YouTube and look up Zentale's track, Take Over. We can't play it. Yes, so I don't want my mother beat me. But anyway, Costco. I am a Costco member. Like I said, I've been a member since 2004. So a long time we had tried them road, yeah, Yazid. And I have to say, I love these people. So I used to have the regular membership and last year upgraded to the executive membership because the executive membership comes with more benefits. I mean, you get money back, you get exclusive deals and Ray and Tay. But even if you don't go for the executive, I would suggest you go and get you a Costco membership. Don't go there on my shopping day because I like crowd. I don't like crowd, and this is the one store that I can actually tolerate a crowd. But don't like crowd, and I'm a shopping life. Never have. I used to be that girl that would go shopping at 2:00 in the morning. Yeah, when the baby's asleep, big up baby Goodas on the outside. When the baby's asleep, I would leave her with her father and I would go grocery shopping at 2:00 in the morning. Yeah, that's me. But I can tolerate it from Costco. And one of the things I will tell you, it's so beneficial. Go to Costco to get your gas. I know I have a cousin who will say, Costco gas is garbage. I don't subscribe. From what I know, they're good. And like I said, this is not an endorsement. It's a big up. These people are a major part of my life. And I mean, my family's not big. My family's small. I get my stuff at Costco and it lasts me a very long time. And everybody happy, Yazid. So, but when you go to Costco, make sure you have a budget. You walk in there with your budget. You might blow your budget each week, but do so with joy. So Costco, big up to you. You're welcome. Although I know say you really don't need it, but me give it to you out of love, Yazid. Out of love. Yeah. All right. So people, I did a thing last week on Sunday. A few days ago, really. Like 4 or 5 days ago, I did a thing. I picked up my camera, got dressed up. All right. Effia says Costco's legit for gas. And if you give a sexy on too, because it makes her life better too. That's why you are my soul twin. All right. Make the sexy hand them here. And because we're so mesmerized. Wow. Let me not yell in your ears, people. Yeah. All right. So last week I did a thing. I picked up myself, I put on a pretty dress, put on my makeup, grabbed my camera, grabbed my phone, grabbed my portable microphones. I do have portable microphones, and went to the Reggae North Music Awards to be on the red carpet. Now, the irony of the whole thing is that I did not do one interview on the red carpet. I left the red carpet to the other people. I let them have it. I chose instead to walk around and vibe with the people them and get my interviews that way. So shout out to the people that I was able to interview. If you search all my most of my social media platforms, you can find those interviews. But what I did score, and I'm not gonna say I'm not gonna name names because you have to get a VIP ticket in order to get this book. But the good as she get a book, yeah. So when you go VIP to the Reggae North Music Awards, you get this beautiful keepsake book. And people, me tell you, say the book is good quality. Like, I am not even fronting, no cap, as Little Wayne would say, no cap. We'll wear a cap, but no cap. Like, this book is so sexy. I feel like I've given away so many sexy horns. What else can I give these guys? Yeah. You know what? That is so fitting. Let me give them one more. Yeah, man. So the book, like, it had the program in there. It had like who was introducing, like, big up to Black Orchid. Look out for Black Orchid coming onto the Big and Serious podcast. I'm not going to tell you when, but it's booked and busy as eat. And I mean, the book, it's such a sexy book. And yeah, like, if you're a sponsor, you can get yourself, and I'm not a sponsor, so if you look, you're not going to see my logo or anything in there. We might have to figure that part out. But the book is just sexy, first of all. So you can imagine, with the quality of the book, the quality of the program, the show was amazing. I want to say shout out to, I can't even say the Toronto Massive. Look at all the nominations. Look at all the nominees. I mean, and that's not even all of them. I'm going to say shout out to not the Toronto Massive, but all of the Massive that showed up, because there were people, Angie, no better mash up your place. Sorry, the people, my things is falling all over the place. The people that came out dressed so nice and pretty. Like, everybody looked amazing. It was such a great vibe, and just the celebration of reggae, the celebration of dancehall, the celebration, they called it trap fusion. Trap fusion, genre of music as well. Afrobeats, trap fusion. But honestly, it was such an amazing event. We're going to get into the nominees and the actual winners, but I'm just going through this sexy, sexy, sexy book that I'm going to keep for a lifetime. Like, my goal is to have as many of these books from as many different years as possible, right? Like, and the the sponsors like Jamaica House, Jerk, Better Bargain, Gems, Meat and Fish, groceries out of Brampton. You had some real estate agents. You have like a Daily Squeeze juice in there. Just shouting out a few of the sponsors. But if you can get involved, this is something that you want to keep your eye on. This year was the second annual Reggae North Awards. Reggae North Music Awards. Shout out to Ross Wagwan. Luke's cleaning the toyage. Ha! I said it properly again, and I didn't even think about it. I didn't even have to think about that. Anyway, people, I'm gonna say this right now, it's in its infancy stages, right? Like, this is just the second year. This year definitely was bigger than last year. And so well put together. The graphics, you know what? I have pictures, because me and my camera, we went outside, right? So let me show you a few pictures, if you don't mind, of what I captured with my camera. I'm not going to show you all of them, because I mean, that might be boring. You'd be like, Angie, why for that? Oh wait, can I do a window? There we go. Okay. I love that I'm just getting more and more proficient at using this platform. All right, let me make sure that I'm on the screen too. Good as, where you there? Where you there, my girl? You don't want to on the screen too? All right. So, that reminds me. Shout out to my Spotify massive who's listening to all this. We'll be listening tomorrow. It appears we don't support this format. What does that mean? I don't know what you're trying to do. I just want you to just show my stuff. All right, so like Chelsea Stewart, she performed. Let's see. Yeah, I just got like a bunch of pictures. I was messing around with the camera. Like I said, I'm not an expert. I am definitely not a pro at this, but I'm learning, and we all need to learn from somewhere, right? Shout out to Resolution, who got Group of the Year. A little bit of blurriness. Album of the Year went to Born to Be Free by Esco Levi, and I mean, I'll go through the actual proper website a little bit later in the show. Female Vocalist of the Year was Amoy. It was so, like, you see the quality of the graphics. Really, more so, I'm showing you this so you can see like what the stage looked like and what your viewpoint would have been as a member of the audience of the award show. It was really well put together. It was worth it. Shout out to Danae and Mr. Linky Links, amazing host, the Make We Laugh. Yeah, and you know what? The really cool thing about it was we were not only celebrating the music, but also the culture. So, you have your people them go up on the stage and speak them patois, and bust them like a 1-2 skank and thing. And it was so nice. And then chapareta. People, do you know what a chapareta is? If you know what a chapareta is, put it in the chat. But it was really like solid. Cairo OMG. People, go to my Instagram page, look for the post that has Cairo McLean on it, and watch his performance. Yo, he made me fall in love with him with this performance. He performed the song Night Rider, which now, that song is like, it's got to be my mantra for 2025. Like, you're nothing disrespect the intellect. Yo, don't disrespect the intellect. But he performed, I'm going to say it. I feel like he performed this song better on the stage than he did in the studio. And so I actually dropped in the comments that, Mr. Sir, we need a live album. Because he performed this song, in my opinion, he performed this song better on the stage than he did in the studio on the record. So, but you know what? I'm getting alarms for that. If we actually talk about, just for a minute there, go with me, okay? My brain does the whole jumping from topic to topic. If we talk about dance hall, last week Lil Wayne did say, if you wanted as a dance hall DJ, and I'm not saying Cairo's a DJ, he's definitely a reggae music artist who does dance hall DJing as well. But if you were a dance hall DJ back in the day and you wanted a song, like you wanted a record, you had to go into the dance halls and perform on the sound. So you hit the sound system, the selector. So you see the difference there? The selector, the person who would play the music on the sound, the selector would actually pick a rhythm. And you as a dance hall DJ or a sing J would have to be able to perform on that rhythm live. And you have to do that a few times well at a few different dances before somebody says to you, yo, may I carry a gas studio, come make we gas studio, make cut a record or cut a dub plate, whatever. That's how it worked back then. So it was like reverse engineered. Perform, do well in a crowd, and then you get your record. And I feel like, like Cairo really performed really well on that stage. And like I said, in my humble opinion, I feel like his performance of the song Night Rider, I prefer it over the recorded version that's on YouTube. So yeah. But anyway, we also, we bigged up, oh no, why is his name slipping me? Oh, so disrespectful, Angela. Oh my gosh. I can't believe his name slipped me. I'm so sorry. Rest in peace, sir. We just lost him. Oh gosh, somebody saved me. Drop the name in the chat. I can't remember his name right now. Jeez, that's so embarrassing, people. I'm so sorry. Anyway, Grandmaster Rosa, all of these people, but really I'm just showing you the quality of the things of the stage, like the stage setup and the instruments, and there was live band playing, and DJs playing music, and in the intermission you could hear reggae playing. It was such an amazing, 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 well put together event. I will 100%. You see, me get somebody heading in front of me. Sorry, my lady. It was such a well put together event. Like, I look forward to next year. I look forward to showing up earlier, even earlier than I did this year. And this was like one of the pictures of I had an interview. So like I said, I didn't stick to the red carpet. I went everywhere but. And to be honest, and I probably shouldn't be like this as a podcaster and as somebody who's like going outside by herself more. Because I'm in a walk with crew. I don't have a crew, so I go outside by myself pretty much. But I tend to get shy. In real life situations, I'm outside, and if there's a whole crowd of people, I might not be so inclined to do my thing in front of that crowd. Unless I've been there before, like unless I was like one of the first ones there and the crowd then comes after, I'm good with that. But if there's a crowd and they're doing their thing and they're talking and they're vibing and they're chatting, I'm not necessarily inclined to go and inject myself in that situation. So to be 100% honest with you, the red carpet had a few media houses there. So I was one of. I wouldn't even call myself a media house. I'm a girl with a podcast and a dream and a camera and microphones. But there was people on the red carpet. They were doing their thing. And your girl was too shy to set up over there. I really genuinely was, and was like, no, I'm gonna take my tripod and I'm gonna walk around. Literally. So I took my tripod and I walked around and I talked to people, and I feel like I was able to capture a different vibe and a different energy of the people at this award show, and people were more, I think they were more relaxed. They weren't all uptight because they're on the red carpet. So I got some people laughing and joking with me in their interviews. So I feel like I brought a uniqueness to the table, and I'm gonna pat myself on the back for that. This was me trying to figure out recording it just before I interviewed Corden Barrett from Heavy Unit Productions. Big up yourself, sir. That was such a people. Mr. Barrett decided he was gonna sing to the Goodas, so he serenaded the Goodas. And I almost fainted. Like, you won't see it on camera, but inside I was like, I was like, I'm about to faint up in this. Like, it was, his voice in person is insane. And I mean, I've seen him perform. I've seen him singing and doing things in the community, but to actually have him like focused on me and singing to me, whoa, wow, yo, I have to say, yeah, like insane. But yeah, like it was such a great, this was a picture, I guess, just before the interview. This was the interview with Comfort. So you see people like Justice Kumari, good friend. Justice will be back on the show. Look out for that interview. We got to recap his Cambridge performance. But I hear my guest. I'm coming to you in a minute, my guest. But we'll get more into the Reggae North Music Awards in a moment. I'm going to speak to my guest and stuff. But yeah, this is just to give you an idea of what the stage looked like and just the beauty of the award show and how it was set up. So yeah, I gotta say, Tony, Anthony, big up to you and your crew. You did a very good job. How do I stop sharing? There we go. You did a very good job. Like, honestly, big up your status, big up yourself. You did an awesome job. All right, so let me go so I can see my my guest. Hi. Ooh, I got a double hand wave. I feel so nice. People, I'm gonna bring her on the stage. The stage. Maybe I need to be on a stage. Yeah, maybe I'm gonna figure out how to be on a stage at some point in my life. Yeah. Anyway, I'm going to bring her on camera and I'm going to introduce her properly because this lady deserves such a proper, solid introduction. Hello.
Good night,
Good night. Wagwan.
Juan. How are you? Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here. I'm so stoked and pleased. Um, this is going to be such an amazing conversation. But let me tell the massive who is on my screen right now. All right. So, being a multifaceted individual is something that the average person strives to do. But being sought after because of all of your talents is extraordinary. Odessa Thornhill is a multidisciplinary artist, doctor of natural medicine, women's wellness coach, and birth and postpartum companion. She has taught and traveled internationally as a singer, African contemporary dancer, healer, and continues to pioneer her work as an ambassador of wellness and multidisciplinary art by guiding clients, students, and audiences through inspirational mind body experiences. I am very excited to welcome you to the Big and Serious podcast. Hello, Odessa. Welcome to the conversation.
Thank you for having me, Angie.
Yes, I'm going to, because I feel like my music is too loud. So I'm actually going to pause the Casamigos rhythm. Shout out to Wheelie. Wheelie, thank you for my beautiful rhythm. I really appreciate it. All right. So, oh, hold on. I just lost my spot. How do we break this down? Okay, so let's start with the music because I feel like we're going to do a major dive on the wellness side of your talents, okay? So you're a singer, and shout out to Miss Diva. I actually learned last night you're also a vocal coach.
Miss Diva.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm her former manager. I don't manage anybody anymore. I manage myself. It's a lot easier.
Hard
No
work.
shade. It's just easier to manage
Yeah.
myself.
Yeah.
How I'm blown away. How did you begin your musical career?
Yeah, so I began my first performance was at the age of 6 at school for their biannual concerts. So I began singing solos there. I was singing solos at the community center annual concerts as well, playing piano and dancing, tap, ballet, jazz, all the nine. I joined a choir in my teenage years, and then when I finished high school, I went to an audition for Cirque du Soleil, and after 5 auditions, they hired me. Yeah,
What?
yeah. So, so I did that for a little bit. When I returned to Montreal, I began working with a collective called Community Vibes Collective, and then I was doing corporate gigs as well, and so just kind of doing that, and then working with artists and doing a bit of traveling, and so it's I actually paused for about 10 years, and I started my music journey again this year in 2025. Like seriously, I was thinking about it, toying with it for a while. In 2023, I did a test of an idea that I wanted, and then I decided this year, 2025, I'm going to just come out again and reestablish myself because I had also spent time studying, and I was feel like I'm coming to the end of that
Of
part.
that road.
Yeah.
Okay, so now you can't just be like, I did a test and now I just not what do you mean? I did a test and now no. Tell us about this. What is this test that you did? I'm so intrigued.
Well, so one of the things that I began to experience when I was performing in my earlier years was just, or I had a lot of questions about how music really makes you feel good, but not just like, oh, it feels good, but it really makes you feel music is healing,
Yeah.
right? And I've seen music heal firsthand. And I was like, wow, that's really powerful. So, what is behind that? And it was through this that the idea of therapeutic performance began to develop itself within me. You know, like, what does that look like? Why is this here? But I couldn't let go of that feeling. But
Mhm.
the idea of therapeutic performance required that I understand what therapy is and what healing is. And that was why I went into medicine,
Okay.
yes, to understand more about energy healing. I'm also an energy healer, energy medicine, vibrational therapy, and then all of the other nutrition and herbs and hands-on therapy and all of that. And so in 2023 was when I put together my first what I called therapeutic performance. And so this is where, there was the aspect of my music, my lyrics, and then different kind of modalities that I was integrating into the performance. So it wasn't just you're coming to listen to me sing, but you're coming to receive therapeutic direction for
Wow.
self-reflection, and ways for you to advance in your own on your own journey. So I'm very blessed to have the type of voice that I have, and so I felt as though I needed to figure out how to make the most of it.
Yeah. I feel like you've gone above and beyond how you can use your voice.
Mm.
Um, just with the fact that you are now integrating the whole healing aspect to it. Can you take us a little? I don't know if it's a demonstration. I don't know how you would do it because I'm not sure what exactly, like how you would be doing healing through the music, or can you explain it to
Sure,
us?
no problem. So mm, I have had results with healing with my voice. So singing, and pain going away. And
Wow.
yeah, stuff like that. So, and I had a mentor that I was working with for a while. And so she was help. I said to her, I really feel like I want to do this. And so she helped me with that. So that part is a little bit more in the esoteric woo woo side.
Hmm.
So it isn't something that I would just like, do here right now. But what I have done in my performances, in my private performances, is we're walking through meditation. I'm introducing sound vibration, so helping the audience to understand different notes, different keys resonate with different colors, different body organs.
Wow.
Right? Yeah, different feelings, different thoughts, different times of your life, age, groups. And so, with a particular focus, we would kind of go into that. Then there's also other kinds of exercises that we would do in terms of, reviewing what the last little bit looked like or what the future looks like and where you are right now and what you want your health to look like, and just kind of bridging in together these different pieces, so helping people to understand their own innate healing power, right, by experiencing it. Because we've all had moments like that where if you're humming, or you can feel it stimulates your vagus nerve, right, and that really helps to relax the body, relax the mind. I'm doing different kinds of somatic polyvagal exercises, right, sometimes even just havening. I had one mom, she was the word hysterical is coming to me, but that's not what it was. But she was very, very extremely emotional because she was having a difficult time breastfeeding her newborn. And she was like, you couldn't really get through to her. So I said to her, just rub your hands like this. And she immediately stopped crying. She's like, wow, like I have no desire. Yeah, she just didn't cry anymore.
Just going like this.
Just by rubbing her hands, havening. It's what we call it, havening. So we have, like, the body is so amazing. It's a symphony. It's an orchestra.
Mm.
And we are not trained. We're actually trained to be counterintuitive. Your body says, hey, I don't want to. And you're like, no, I still have so many things to do. You're not working with me. And it's like, no, we're not working with our bodies. And so it's about getting people to understand that, like even just like rubbing your arm, that feels good when you rub your arm sometimes, or
Hmm.
rubs you. So it's about bringing in this awareness, because what it does is it triggers safety in the body. So it's about triggering safety in the body so that other things that need to come up to be addressed can come up to the surface without you feeling as though you have to shut it down because you're not ready. Right. And so within the context of performance, people know that they're coming in, or my performances,
Hmm.
people know that they're coming in to do some kind of reflective work.
Wow. So, and I'm going to go completely right field now for a second because this thought just came to me. So, you know how there are some performers, I'm not going to name any names because I ain't trying to get sued, but you know how there's some performers that they're like, yo, if you go to their concert, like they're going to steal your energy. Like, this is a real thing, isn't it?
1,000%. 1,000%. And that's why I'm saying we have been trained, programmed to be counterintuitive, right? Because if your mind, your heart, and your intuition can tell you something, like you can say, there's something there. There's something there. You know, like one artist was talking a lot about a lot of different things, and they said that the artist was crazy and, you know, had a lobotomy or whatever the circumstances are. But now look at what's happening, right? There are numerous people who talk about experiences that they've had. I had one DJ I'll never forget. We were talking about energy healing in a group setting. I was leading a meditation within a community, a Black community organization. And he spoke up, he says, you know what? I believe you. He said, because I was playing at a house party and I played a particular song, and the way the youth in the party started throwing things and jumping on top of the couches, I said, wow. He said, yeah, man. So like, there's a whole lot of, why do you think that within religious organizations, they'll tell you, don't listen to certain kinds of music? Don't listen to music with lyrics, depending on where you go. It's because the ancient orders, quote unquote, the ancient orders know about this. There was once a time where in sacred music, the regular people were not allowed to sing vowels.
So it's only consonants.
Only consonants, right? Or you weren't allowed to understand the name. There's so much that we don't understand, but we just kind of, you know, allow it to brush over us, or we roll it off because it's not what we're taught, right?
Yeah.
We're told to go in a particular direction, and anything outside of what we're told to do, you know, we push it away when that's actually a part of it. As you know, and the last thing I'll say about that is, you know, we're told to ignore the very thing that is used against us.
Explain.
Well,
I get it, but explain it for the massive.
you know, like when it comes to especially fundamentalists, you know, and religion, and when we look at that, you know, we're told that there are many things that we shouldn't be doing. You shouldn't listen to astrology. You know, intuition is a bad thing if it's not from God. And okay, I have questions about that as well too, right? If it's not from God, then, and it's not in the Bible, there's a lot of stuff that's not in the Bible that we're still, you know what I mean? Then you don't listen to it, you don't do it. But what people don't understand is that, I'm very sorry to break this down, but all of these people within the government, within the elites, they all use it. They all use this information. If people,
Sorry, I had to.
right? If people only knew like what's in the Vatican, if people only knew, and they use this against us. Look at the dollar bills. Look at it, like it's all in front of you, but they've tampered with our imagination and our intuition, and they keep us in a fear-filled perspective experience with the eyes that we see. And they give us a programming that allows us to stay stuck in a particular cycle. And so if you step outside of that cycle, it's unfamiliar. Why? Because your nervous system is attuned to that. And the brain is always focused on what's comfortable, what's safe. Yep. So they've got this whole, like, you know, paradigm that they've got us in. So as soon as you step out of it and you begin to learn more, you're afraid because of what they told you, but they don't want you to know that because they don't want you to assume your true and innate power. One last thing. I was reading this, the comment section, or I was watching a video, and this woman, very religious woman from Jamaica, and she says her daughter, 2-3 years old, is talking to her about past lives. No, mommy, I was here before. Right? And the comment section was like, wow, like, what do you do with that? You're going to beat it out of her?
No, you can't.
You can't, but at one time, that's what
But you know what? And they might psychologically start to tamper with her now and get that out of her, and then she's going to lose that. Yeah.
Right? So like, and just kind of in closing, like, this is who we are, right? And so what they tell us not to use, you know, like, we're on a planet that is held in a magnetic cipher. How are you going to avoid what's inevitable? How can you do that? Right?
How do you avoid the energies and the and it's funny you mentioned magnets. Like my portable microphone set has magnets on it, and I found recently I've been so fascinated with these magnets, and I'm just like, I'm playing with them. I'm like, you know, grown woman playing with magnets at her desk, you know, and it has to be something that my body is wanting or looking for, right? And also on a side, completely off topic or kind of on topic, but we're gonna up clearly we're gonna do a dance like this. This is not linear at all. So I am on a weight loss journey. I've been on this journey for a while. In the past 6 months, I would say I've seen the most progress. But one day, my doctor was like, "Hey, I'm gonna put you on one of them major injections. You know, those major things that are out there." And at first, I was like, "All right, cool." And then I came home and I sat on the couch and I thought about it and I was like, all right, so now you're gonna disrupt your digestive system. Now you're gonna do all this. Now your body's gonna start eating your muscles. This is something your body's gonna age biologically 20 years just so you could lose a few pounds. What are we doing here? And so I sat there and I'm like, okay, well, I gotta change something. Like something's gotta give. And like people are gonna think I'm crazy. But this voice said to me, this voice in my head said to me, God has so many herbs out there. Like, why don't you just use those?
Where's my papa?
Odessa, when I tell you that, just drinking my little tea, my little weight loss tea, and then I know, like I laugh. Last year, me and my mom would laugh because we were like, "Yo, we are like herb," and I only started doing the weight loss tea this like a couple months ago. But last year, me and my mom started eating herbs, like eating leaves, like just just eating. And I'm like, Mom, people might come into the house and be like, "Yo, y'all are crazy. What is in that smoothie?" I mean, I'm talking blending up banana skin and you know the, grinding up soursop twigs and leaves into a powder and putting it into my food and I'm just you get it. This is why I knew but it's like this little weight loss tea that I've started doing, and I'm not ready to share the ingredients yet. I'll tell you later on, but I even now in the night I drink the tea before I go to bed, and in the daytime I blend up the ingredients into a smoothie and drink it. So I'm like my body's getting all of it, but these are things that we are taught not to trust.
That's right. That's
You
right.
know?
Why? Why should we not trust what was created
Yeah.
for us?
Yeah.
Everyone did it until they came to foreign.
Yep. Yes. Yes. You feel you get poisoned, then somebody's gonna go grab some busy and boil it and give you to drink, and you're gonna feel good the next day.
That's right. How many times did you get washout per year?
Mm-hmm. 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 It's so true. And we don't do it, and it's so necessary. And if you think about even just your chakras and your energy portals, you gotta clear that root chakra, man. Like you need a washout.
That's
You
right.
know, you need it.
Oh my
Figure
God.
out figure out a weekend. Figure out a weekend and get it. Stay home and get it done.
Right. And congratulations on your progress.
Thank
Right.
you.
Yeah. Because that's especially when it comes to women and weight and feeling as though you're stuck and what that represents and how it shows up on all levels. Right. So that's
Yes.
such an amazing.
Yes. Because as you say that, like I think I'm tapping in. I don't know, but as you say that, I'm like, even just this podcast has now taken on a whole different energy and feeling and meaning and whereas before I'd be like, I gotta find a guest. I gotta find. Now they're like coming to me, like, yo, when can I be on your when and it's like, wow.
Yeah.
Okay, there's some type of clarity that is going on, and
we are natural antennas, right? And like there's so many ways to explain this or express this, but it's like it really is like it's almost like a broadband. We are broadbands, and based off of what I explained earlier on and how we've been tempered with and tampered with, right? We only focus in on a very small portion. When we take the time to listen to what the body needs, listen to what spirit is telling us, right? And follow that uncharted path, then we are telling spirit, we're telling the universe, I am ready.
Yeah.
I'm ready to hear more of what you're giving me.
Yeah.
And I have the capacity, because if you don't have the capacity, you're going to get what you want and you won't know what to do with it. And you'll lose the opportunity. And spirit, your whole team going to watch you like, look, you know?
Idiot. Yeah. No.
You understand? You
Tell her, so she already, and she just beg
understand?
feet. Yep.
And she
Yep.
wasn't ready. So when you do the work, right, and you that's it, you clear. I like to talk about it almost in the sense of like, the lint filter, the lint capture in the dryer,
Yep.
right? Like our senses are that, like, whatever we're receiving from the outside world, food, thoughts, sounds, sensations, they have to pass through our senses and go into the inner body, but there's so much
Mm.
bias, right? And that would be the lint filter, that gets
Yes.
caught up inside of there, whether it's, like you're backed up, or, your body's aching, or you're thinking a particular way, or you don't have faith because you
Yes.
can't see, you think you are not connected. But when
Yes.
you start to clear out the lint filter, you get rid of things around you that don't belong. You clean up your environment. You ever notice you clean up your room or you clean up your home, and all of a sudden it's a bit crisper and things are moving a bit more?
Yes.
Same thing with your physical body. You eat
Yep.
differently, you do differently, so you get your system functioning optimally, right? And then you begin to think again about what it is that you want, and your filters are clearer, right? And
Mm.
so your broadband opens up a little bit more, right? And you're
Mhm.
able to pick up a higher frequency with more information.
Yep.
Mhm.
And it's funny. I again, of the esoteric foo-foo world, um, I've learned that, if someone says something and then you start to hear sirens, that's very important. And
Yes.
like in the background, there's like some sirens going, all right, I understand. I understand. Thank you.
Right?
Um, it's really cool. I'm gonna say you're brave in the sense that, it's like you have this knowledge, you have this understanding of this thing, but and tell me if I'm assuming or if I'm wrong, but it's from what I feel, it's like you can't really have these type of conversations on a broad scale because people will be like, "What? What are you talking about?" Right? But it's like, oh, if people would just actually sit down and listen and feel,
Yeah.
you know,
I feel what you're saying is really interesting. I had like four different doors open in my mind. I'm like, oh, okay.
ooh.
Because the first thing that comes into mind, the first thing that comes into mind is that, remember, there was a time where, yes, when you speak this information, you could have gotten killed, murdered, you would have been ostracized, right? Because we don't do this. The second thing, and because of that, there's this whole secrecy
Mhm.
around it. Well, your mom knows and your granny knows, but they don't teach you, and they don't teach you because, we just don't do that. You don't learn the language, or you don't learn the secrets of that.
Mhm.
Now, the thing about it is that with the time that we're in right now actually requires us to start having more of these conversations,
Mm.
right? Because the way that I understand it within myself and what I'm seeing, is like, when I have a conversation with you and the beacon goes off in you,
Yep.
then your beacon is able to shine brighter for others,
Yep.
right? And with everything that's happening in the world, we know that it's a spiritual war. We
Yep.
know this. We have not put on our armor because we are afraid to have these conversations.
Yep.
And it's these kinds of conversations that help to fortify the spirit, that help to show, okay, the direction that you've been wanting to go, you should, because so and so is talking about it, and they're talking from a place of surety and confidence and experience. So the other thing I wanted to say too is, another reason why I went down this path was there was a moment, I think we've all had them, where you start watching these consciousness documentaries, and who's talking about it? Yeah. And I
For
think
Go ahead, sorry.
for me, what did it was that I started to question, like, well, everyone is talking about the work theoretically, but I don't see anybody doing it.
Ooh. Ooh.
And that's
Yeah.
and that's what really inspired me to say, okay, well, everything kind of those questions came up at the same time as I had my own healing experiences, my own spiritual experiences with my music and my singing and my voice. And I was like, wow, okay, so what is this? Because we can theorize till the cows come home.
Mhm.
right? But it takes a whole different energy to walk the walk.
Yep.
So
Yep.
that's kind of the space that we're in. But I would agree with you that people are afraid to talk about it. But now is the time. Now is the time to have these conversations. Be fearless, because the direction that the planet is going, right, requires that we open up our spiritual centers and we stand in that. Very
Mhm.
important, especially as melanated people
Mhm.
walk very close to the
Mhm.
planet. There's a reason why they're trying. They are obsessed with
Yep.
us. We're
Yep.
here minding our business. Look what happened. Who? Charlie Kirk got shot, and then 6 HBUs were threatened. We
Yep.
didn't do
We
anything.
didn't do nothing. We had nothing to do with it.
You understand what I'm saying? It's an obsession.
Yeah.
It's an obsession. So we have to understand that when we can turn on our collective mind, when a certain amount of people are turned on, that might just very well be the 144,000. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Yeah. It's so true. And my dad, rest in peace, Poppy, used to say, like, we're powerful and that's why we're feared.
That's right.
Because the minute we overstand the actual power and the abilities, ooh, and that's why the music is attacked.
Well, that's
That's why you're hearing more songs about, for lack of a better word, foolishness than
Mhm,
than
mhm.
proper things that will actually elevate and lift you up. and
Right,
and for my hip hop heads from the 90s, why you think A Tribe Called Quest is only really getting their flowers now?
right, right.
Why do you think they were kind of quieted in the 90s?
That's right.
you know
That's right.
so since we've kind of circled back to music, I love that dance, though. That was such a beautiful dance. So in music, I know you do the healing and you do the therapy sessions. You also do performances, which we'll talk about later on. I think I ask you like one question about it, but um what is your main focus when it comes to music?
My main focus is to uplift people and really allow them to see that they really are their own healer. Right?
Hmm.
You can do it. I was saying to someone yesterday, it's like the lyrics that I write are words to myself. Like what do I need to hear? What do I need to hear? And because I'm pretty sure that it's going to resonate with someone else, because that's really what it is. Like we put on music like we wear clothes. You play something similar to how you would choose your outfit.
Yeah.
And when I was younger, and music, performing and all these things, I had a huge issue that I had was, and one reason why I kind of stopped and pulled away was like, okay, I don't like to feel as though I have to force people to come to listen to my music, come to my show, buy my album. They listen to one or two songs and they dash it away to the side. Like, you know what I mean? Then I have to work hard at making another album and want them to want me. And I don't want that. And I find that through this avenue that I've been developing, it gives me the freedom to be myself, to
Hmm.
talk about what I want to talk. This is my brand, this is who I am, but it's also my music. And so it's like I'm inviting you to come, just come, feel good, free up, act like a child if that's what you need to do, but listen, learn, ask questions, reflect, come back, listen again, share it with someone else, or keep it for yourself,
Hmm.
right? But allow it to cultivate and incubate inside of you.
Hmm. Yeah, what when and I used that performance as a story to basically tell people, hey, she's coming today. But that clip of you, I guess I'm assuming you're at Kensington Market
Yes.
performing, and you were talking about, like, my hair is too much for you. It's too big. My skin is too dark, and my energies. I was just sitting there like, OMG, I feel so seen right now. I feel so, especially for me, like, as someone who spent a lot of time in my career in white corporate spaces, rocking an afro 12, 13 years ago when it was not understood, and
Oh yeah.
being asked, why are you coming to work looking like buckwheat and things like that.
Oh
Yo, my boss asked me that, and I didn't have I go back and I hug that former
yes.
version of me, because she was far too scared to speak up and do something about it, whereas now I'd have been like, oh, we going ahead. We going to HR right now.
Exactly.
Let's go. Um, you know, I was like, yes. Or even just in like, let's take race out of it. Even within our own friend circles. Oh, girl, you too cute. Oh, your hair too long. Your skin is too light or dark. Your eyes are too pretty. Your voice is too sexy. Your bumper's too big.
Yeah.
You know, tone it down, please.
Yeah.
Right. And it's like, why can't I just be me?
Mhm. Mhm.
And why is it so offensive to you that I'm just being me? I'm not looking your man or looking any of your accolades. I would like my own. Right.
They don't feel as though they can. They don't feel as though they can, and so they're doing it to hold you down. I agree with you. I agree with you.
Yeah.
It's sad.
Mm-hmm.
It's sad, and I think that's even more reason to push through.
Yeah, 100%.
Mhm.
I'm gonna tell you right now, even though we're like halfway through or whatever, keep doing what you're doing. Like, don't quit, don't stop on any of the levels
Yeah.
of your multifacetedness. Keep going because it's. Oh, I'm getting goosebumps. Because it's so important. It's needed. It's required, right?
Mhm.
And in your music, like your music has a message. First of all, I just learned from you speaking that you actually write your own music.
Mhm.
Do you have like an album out or anything?
So I released a single this year called "Growing." I'll get there, and I actually just released another single on someone's album called the song is called "One Love,"
Mm,
um, and so I'm in the process of developing work for an album. So I'm looking into that probably for next year,
mhm.
and just kind of moving in that direction.
Love it. I'm writing it down so I can search. Search.
Yeah.
Um, so with your music and with your messages that you have, what would you say thus far?
Mhm.
What has been your most important message for you, like to you?
If you feel it, then go with it. Trust it.
Mm.
Yeah, that's been because even just small things throughout the day, like I leave the house and spirit says, bring your hand sanitizer. I'm like, no, I don't want to bring it. And I get somewhere and I needed it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, guys, okay.
Yeah, you're like,
Right?
if they didn't know, they're like, no, you knew. We
You
told
know
you.
what
And then you feel worse because you're like, "Cha."
You understand? Yeah, yeah. So I think that's that's the biggest thing because similar to like what you were saying, right? Like you're on your particular journey and you notice a difference, right? In the quality of your external work,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's because like what if you didn't listen to the herbs are there for you,
Yeah.
right? And you decided to go a different way that numbed you to the sound, because I'm pretty sure that that phrase or those thoughts would have come to you in other ways,
Yeah.
right? But you chose to answer it, and if you didn't, then you would take yourself further and further away.
Yeah.
And so for myself in my music and with everything that I am right now, it's really about like in the moment, what is a moment telling you? Learn to read the moment because
Yeah.
that's what you have. Like you dwell in the past, but that just creates cycles that you don't want, and you can dwell in the future, but it gives you an anxiety because you don't know
It's
how
such
it's
an unknown.
this is
Yes.
it. So in the moment here now, so presence is just really important.
I agree. And the present, it's cliche, but it's so true. Like the present is a present. You
I,
know,
I'm so tired of cliches, but I'm like, my life is a cliche, so we just we just gotta go with it, because once you live, and that's the interesting part is like once you really start to live it, you're like, oh, it really is that simple. It's just
yeah,
and it really is what we say it is, but like, okay, guys.
yeah, yeah. And I love that you're like, okay, guys, because I do that all the time. I'd be like, my peoples, yeah, yeah. I hear, and I'm sure, like, thank God, I got the child that I got who can understand all of this and who's like really on that path with me because I'm sure if I had a different child, I'd be in one of those jackets that hug themselves
Right?
and in a corner somewhere. Like my daughter says to me, Mom, I am pretty sure one day I'm gonna walk into your room and you'll just be levitating. And I'll be like, oh yeah, she's better. Yeah, all right. And just close the door and let you. And she's like, all I'm gonna do is see all this incense smoke and you'll just be floating a couple inches above the ground. And
Basically,
just
basically, and then you'll come out and she'll be like, so how was it? Tell
yeah.
me.
Tell me, how did you do it?
I love it. I love
Yeah.
it. Yeah, I tell my children, I'm like, so you know that you can't have these conversations outside, right? They're like, yeah. I'm like, yeah, you will find out who you could speak with, but a lot of these things, or a lot of the stuff that happens here in this house,
Yeah, just keep it. Like so in Jamaican culture, they always have that sign that says, "We come here, what you see here, what you hear here, to leave it here." Yeah,
totally.
I totally understand that phrasing. Like I'm like, yeah, man, true.
Right, right. You brought it on yourself, babe. I told you.
Yep, yep. Um, so you also on top of, I mean, we haven't even. You like that iceberg that mash up the Titanic. The people that really never did know what them I encounter about them I got through it, them could never, right? Mash up the whole people expensive boat and thing. You also dance.
I do. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So what came first? The singing or the dancing?
The singing. The singing
Okay.
things. I mean, I've always been. They both developed at the same time because I was at the community center every Saturday singing, well, piano and dance, and then I was singing at school, and then I started doing that. So they developed at the same time. But it was only after I had returned from my first tour with Cirque du Soleil, and actually, what happened was I had received a grant from Canada Council to create my own show, voice, drum, and dance. And so I began to explore it. And then I went into training. And then I was dancing with them and, teaching with them and all the different things. So even with that, I paused. But it's like it's coming back. I've been training myself and putting myself back in the mind from, yeah. And I'm like, it's all coming back because it doesn't stop. And I think when you get older and when you have children, people tend to look at women differently, like, well, your life is over. Sorry, and I think that another part of my message is like anytime, any place. Anytime, any place,
Yes.
and it will never be up to you to decide for me. Never. Because as long as the music comes on, I'm coming.
Yep.
Yeah.
And as long as you're feeding yourself the proper herbs, I mean, you're just gonna start aging backwards. So
You understand what I'm saying?
I'm Warren Buffett up in here, like you know.
And what is life,
Yeah. And it's funny because I remember like my grandfather lived to be 101, and that man was like so young in his brain.
Yes.
That sometimes he'd be like, boy, Angie, my brain told me I could just jump up and get up, and my body was like, not so much. And I was like, well, we're gonna find a happy medium. He'd be like, just give me your arm, let me get up, and then I'm gonna go about my business. And don't you want your walker, sir? No. Look at me. Did I ask you for a walker? Okay. Go on, go do your thing. So it's like, if the mind can conceive it, man.
Yes. Yeah.
The body can do it.
I realized a couple of years ago that I don't think I am the age that I am. And it was kind of a shocker.
I was meant to talk to you.
You know what I mean? And so I think I've aged myself about 15 years younger than I am right now. And that's kind of where I am.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yes. And I refuse to. I know how to be mature. I know how to carry myself, but there's a part of me that will always, have the awe of a child, or the ability to be joyous and express and all the things. And I will carry this with me.
Yes.
Because old people are miserable. Mature people are miserable, not old.
Mature people are very miserable. It's funny, like this year has been a really interesting year for me. I started out the year in Jamaica, celebrating my mom's birthday, and found that I was like, I'm going home. It's not even my childhood home because my parents, as an adult, decided they were going to move back to Jamaica. So it's not even my, but home is where my mom is. Home is where my dad is. That's my mentality. So I'm like, I'm going to go home and I'm just going to be a child. And one day, all my mom could hear was ka-cum, 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 ka-cum. And she comes over and I'm literally bouncing down the stairs on my bum.
Oh,
And my mom's like, um, are you good? And I'm like, I'm great. And then she's like, our very first house was called, it was on Merton Road. So she's like, are we at Merton Road? I'm like,
I love that. I love that.
no, but I'm going to do cartwheels outside just now. You know?
You know what I like to do? I don't get to do it often enough, but the best place to do it is Costco because the carriages are very sturdy.
Did you see the beginning of the show?
No, I didn't. I didn't catch the beginning of it, but like getting on the thing and rolling. Oh, there you go.
The big up this morning, the big up today at the beginning of the show was Costco. So that is crazy.
There
But
you
okay, go ahead.
But yeah,
All right, I see you guys.
I like to ride the carriage. So I will push it and lean on it and go a couple of feet and then I'll walk a little bit. Yeah, it's fun. I never got to do it as a child and I like to do it now.
But you know what? Those carriages are bigger, so it makes sense. Now I have to do. Baby Goodness, I'm sorry, but mommy's gonna be riding the carriage at Costco just now.
You know, you're walking, you lean forward, your arms are there.
You're just like
once in a while. You know what I mean? Like it's just, and it just feels so good. It feels so good to be able to talk about it and not be ashamed.
yes.
You know?
Yes. I think that's the beauty with I can't say aging. I'm gonna say stepping into your own is where now it's like I really don't care what people think of what I gotta say. You know,
Yes.
I feel it, so it's got to be valid in some way, shape, or form.
That's right.
You know, and I'm gonna do it, and that's what it is. So it's like, yeah. It's nice. You know.
So I love it.
Dance. What's your specialty dance style?
So I was leaning more into African dance, contemporary dance, and so that was also a bit of deconstructing what we know with the body and with movement. And now I tend to be a bit more fluid. So I think it's a bit more leaning into the contemporary. I like to move to anything.
Okay.
Yeah, I like to move to anything that has a really good rhythm. I love me some jab.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I just want to say that. But yeah, I tend to dance to everything. I like to appreciate all kinds of music and all forms of movement.
Mm-hmm. Which makes sense because music is a vibration. So it's just like if your body's pulling you towards, yeah, man, I'm gonna leave it. It's a vibration, people. I'm gonna leave it there because I could keep going when it comes to music, but I'm gonna leave it there. So in your bio, you mentioned having students. So what are the different areas across all of your talents that you actually teach?
Fair enough. So
what happened was
it's a lot. It is. So I first started off actually teaching voice. That was my first. I was teaching at a very young age. But now I have certain clients who I do work with. And when I do teach vocals, it isn't just the voice, but it's the body because the voice resonates within the body, right? And so that's I love doing that, helping people through that. At one moment, I had to pause that, but I was teaching like a womb wellness program for practitioners.
Oh, wow.
Yes. So, because similar to when I was telling you, people like to theorize their information. A lot, even practitioners will theorize information, but not necessarily put it into application. Mm-hmm. And so I was helping nurses, doulas, or any kind of therapist who has a female population learn about this meta womb wisdom information, right? About the womb, the cycles of the womb and how to integrate this work into you and what you should be doing and walking them through the process so that it was so when they are speaking to their population, they're speaking from experience, right? That's a different kind of guidance rather than speaking from a theorized intellectual,
Hmm.
learning that you've had. I also have like group programs where I work with clients in different ways. So there are women who are trying to get pregnant, and I'm working with them over long periods of time. There are people who are wanting to go through using hypnosis and neurolinguistic programming to be able
Mm.
to deal with root causes of traumas that they're living with. And so we'll do that. And some people will just do that. And some people will do that and go deeper into like detoxing and cleaning afterwards. So you really work on the mind first, and then you go into the body and you work through that. So, yeah, there's that. There's that. There's doing. I did a lot of teaching around like womb wellness as well too, right? Yoni steaming, teaching people how to do that for themselves. I was doing meditation classes as well too. We recently closed a session last month on chakras. Another group that I was teaching was more specifically related to melanated people, and but it's group healing, like healing the planet through group energy. And we kind of narrowed it down to looking at how each individual contributes to the collective, and like the collective as a whole, but
Yeah.
also the collective, the Black collective, the melanated collective, and how that looks. So there's a lot of different facets, a lot of different ways that I work, that I try to support people, because I just think that there's so many ways, and if I can help and support in those ways, then I do.
Yeah. I mean, I was just thinking, like, you must wake up fascinated every day that you go to work. You're just like, "Yeah, I get to go do this really cool thing,"
It's the
like, or really cool things, you
yeah.
know?
Yeah.
Um, I'm very intrigued by you, I gotta say. So tell us a bit about that doctorate in health in wellness.
Mm-hmm. So finish your thought. Finish your thought.
So I know you were like, okay, I had some stuff going on with my body, and so I wanted to go learn. And then I also read a piece, like I read it quickly, so I didn't really get to, because I didn't want to know too much. You know that fine line, I didn't want to know too much, but there was a, and it resonated with me, which is probably why I saw it, because you were like, I wanted to be a doctor. And for a long time in my life, I wanted to be a doctor, and then ended up here doing podcasts. But not that there's anything wrong with it, but what aspect of, well, I guess it's all aspects of wellness really, but I'm gonna let you explain to the people your doctorate.
Mm-hmm. So what I do, I am not the same as a naturopathic doctor. They go to school for 4 years after they've done their bachelor's, and they graduate from the college. So that's very specific. My education comes from a variety of different programs. So I went to school in Montreal, in Quebec. I did schooling in Quebec. I did schooling in Ontario, and I also did some trainings in the United States.
Mm.
And so the board that I'm with, that I'm affiliated with, they acknowledge all of my accredited hours that allow me and grant me the title of doctor of natural medicine. And I'm still in, but I'm studying Chinese medicine right now. So I actually just got my diploma in
Ooh,
acupuncture needling. Yeah,
okay.
yeah. Oh, I'm trying to do all of it.
I love it.
So what really started me on the journey was the energy healing. It was the spirituality of it, because like I said, I had my own experiences with my voice singing. And then like I was the type of person where I'd have like 5 dreams in a dream, and I'd remember all of them, a dream within a dream within a dream, you know what I mean? Like I'd call somebody, and at the moment, like, they're about to commit suicide. I call somebody and I'm like, you need to go to the hospital, and they're hospitalized same day and they get surgery. Right. And so and I've just always been a very empathetic person. Like, how can I help you? And it was unhealthy at one moment, right? Because like you're trying
Mhm.
to help others, but you're not
Yeah,
really filled within
helping yourself.
yourself. That's right.
Yeah, yeah.
And so it was very much about the energy medicine of it. I began to realize, though, as a singer who was talking about energy, it was too superfluous, right? It wasn't grounded. And
Mhm.
people were kind of like, okay. And I really didn't like that.
You're like, don't look at me like that. Why are you giving me the wild look?
You know what I mean? But now, as somebody who has, you know what I mean? So I have these abbreviations at the end of my name. So immediately people will look at me differently.
Yeah.
So when I begin to speak now, right, they will listen a little bit more. Okay, well, she isn't just somebody who read a book. And I'm not discrediting anyone either, because who gave the first diploma, right?
Yeah.
Who gave it
True.
first, right?
Yep.
So I do not discredit anyone. I just know that for what I want to do, right, and the kind of rooms that I want to have access to,
Mhm.
the this other information has helped. And so within that energy medicine, for me, everything is energy,
Yep.
and so within that, knowing all of these other pieces is really great. I was taught by one of my first teachers, was like, the body needs at least 10 modalities. You want to learn at least 10 modalities, because what works for one person may not work for the other, may not work for the next.
Yeah.
And I'm seeing that, well, this person doesn't like to be touched, well, then I can't do certain things on her, right? Whereas this really works well. So it all kind of it works, it comes together, it all comes together. Yeah.
It's almost like a one-stop shop, really.
Yeah.
You know.
It is. It is. I'm tired of myself sometimes.
You're like, well, there's a thing for that. You're like, damn, I just want to go
Just
home.
imagine the conversations I have with people, what's going on in my mind. Sometimes I'm just,
You got all the ancestors like, girl.
yeah.
You're like, wait, hold on, hold on.
The hardest part is being around people who purposefully harm themselves, and they don't want to listen, and they don't want to.
Ooh, self-sabotage. I
Yeah.
used to be on
And
that street.
and I'm just like, okay, all right,
Mm-hmm.
you know,
Mm-hmm.
just send them love.
Yep.
And in my mind, I'm like, but yeah.
And really, it's just like, just go find out what that root cause is, baby, so that you can get better. Just go find out what it is.
When you're ready.
Right?
When you're ready.
When you're ready. Yes. When you're don't try to do it before. You'll just cause yourself more pain in that case. 100%. So you definitely encompass the mind, the body, and the spirit when it comes to wellness. Um, and now that I'm reading the question, I'm like, and that's so. I don't like that question. You're gonna just give the girl a headache. Like, just
No, stop it.
I don't like that question at all. I'm gonna read it to you, but I don't like it. You can just be
Okay.
like, no, not so much, and we're gonna keep it moving. And I'm like, can you tell us how they are intertwined with one another? Come on now.
But it's a good question. It's a good question. How about this? The body contains all aspects of the spirit, right? We don't think about that. We don't think about that. The body contains all aspects of the spirit. When the liver is bothering you, there's something with anger,
Ooh. Okay. Okay.
right?
Okay.
There's something with, you might have a fatty liver, you might have gallstones, right? You might have something going on there, but there's an issue with how you handle anger. Maybe you're passive, maybe you have chronic anger, right? And the liver is acting up because it requires you to pay attention to that aspect of your emotional life as well, right? How do you deal with frustration? How do you process that? The stomach, right? We talk about the gut being related to the mind, right? Clear mind, fogginess, and all that stuff like that. Well, pensiveness, worry, right? Relating to the stomach. How are you experiencing life? How are you extrapolating sweetness from the experiences that you're having? The body, the organs themselves, they work, they function, and not just biologically, but there's a meta reasoning in everything, right? And when your shoulder is hurting you, right, like, how are you shouldering responsibility, right? Yeah, the left shoulder is your inner world, the right shoulder is your external world. And so sometimes you're taking on way too much with the people around you. And here you are, like, oh, my shoulder is hurting me bad, bad, bad. Right? How you're yeah, how you're giving and how you're receiving. So when the body is very much the subconscious mind, this is one way of interpreting your subconscious mind by what's happening. I'll never forget one day in one of my first early classes, energy medicine, the teacher had us draw a picture of ourselves,
Mhm.
then mark like areas of our body that were hurting us or that stood out.
Mhm.
And when she did that, and then you looked at it, you saw yourself, you began to understand yourself more, why this comes up for you, why you think the way you do, why you feel the way you do, why you prefer certain colors,
Yeah.
right? I even learned, like, I naturally sing in the key of B.
Mhm.
That's the keynote for Pisces. I'm a Pisces.
Oh, wow.
Right, so there's so much connection, so they're all intermingled. When you're eating berries, dark foods, that's great for your eyes, it's great for your third eye, it's great for your kidneys. Right, when you're eating orange foods, this is good for the nervous system, but also it's like it's food, it's a nourishing color, it nourishes. Orange, the color itself,
Mhm.
nourishing, but then it also relates to the reproductive system. Right, so it's all interconnected. It's all, so it wasn't a stupid question. You just didn't know how it was
I
going to.
didn't yeah, I didn't know how it was gonna pan out, I guess. Yeah, and it's funny because your answer, like, just personally taught me so much. Like, I'm not gonna claim it, so I'm just gonna say there is a eye condition that needs to go away
Yeah.
for me, right? My daughter would be so I know she'd be like, "Clock it, mommy, clock it, clock it." But there's an eye condition that needs to go away for me, and I for the longest time couldn't stand berries, like dark berries, like blueberries, blackberries. I'd be like, ugh. But I found in the past 4 months, I've been like, oh, I need all of these berries. I need to eat all these berries, and then it was like, I'm gonna start taking neem and grinding up. So I got the neem leaves and stems ground up, and I'm taking that, and it's like, okay,
Yes,
okay,
yes. Your eyes would be like vision, right? What are you not seeing? And once again, the right side is the external world, the doing, the masculine, the yang, the outside of yourself, and the right and the left eye is the internal eye. Is it, how are you seeing yourself? How do you see yourself? You're presenting as a female, as a woman, right? So how do you see yourself as a, so there's all these different things. It can be your father or your mother. There's so many different ways
wow,
that manifest through the physical body.
that is really cool.
Mhm.
Wow.
All right. Yeah.
All right. So you facilitate wellness classes, meditation retreats, trainings for organizations and companies, VIP wellness strategy days, seasonal accountability programs.
Yeah.
How do individuals gain access to your services?
So you can go to my website, cultivateyourown.com. And you can book a consultation, a free consultation where we sit down and have a conversation about what your needs are and how I can be of service with you, for you, to you. You can visit me on my social media platforms. On Instagram, it's Odessa_Thornhill. On every other platform, it might change, but right now it's my company, Cultivate Your Own Wellness. And through there, it's really about just either coming into my DMs and asking me questions, or you can book a consultation with me. It's a 1 hour conversation that we have. So we can really kind of unravel. I kind of like that. Some people are like, you're giving too much. Listen, people need, because some people just want to
Yeah.
talk.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And if I have the capacity, which I do in some ways, I do give that time. So we talk for about 45 minutes, 60 minutes, depending on what the person needs, sometimes shorter. But just getting clear on what it is you want and how you work. The other thing that I want to mention too is when I work one-to-one with people, I prefer to work in programs. Because I find when you have one session with a person, like they go home and they forget, they didn't do, they, you know what I mean? And then they might ask someone else whose approach is not the same as mine. or they're trying to get an appointment with me and I'm all booked up, or so I would rather that we have a minimum amount of time to work together, because I'm so invested in your progress. That's
Mhm.
really like my whole approach is like, we need to move the dial for you, you
Yeah.
know and that this is just the start. I'm not your end all be all. I'm just here to help inform your personal practice.
Yeah. I like that. And I love that you say that because, you have people out there that would just be like, "Oh, you need 30 sessions with me." Right? Whereas you're like, "No, honey, I'm gonna love you and leave you."
Mhm.
I
Mhm.
got stuff to do and you got stuff to learn and you literally are cultivating your own. I love that title, by the way. You are literally cultivating your own wellness. So go grow your garden.
Right.
Go grow your garden and be well, right? Love it.
Yeah.
So audience, amongst all of this stuff, you can also find Odessa performing at the Vibe Lab every first Sunday of the month at Kensington Sound Studio in Toronto.
That's right.
Girl, how do you find time for rehearsal?
You know what? That whole everything there is improvised.
Is it?
Yes. So what you saw and what you were that's all improvised. So the idea of the Vibe Lab is an extension of a collective that I used to perform with in Montreal, Community Vibes Collective, where it was organic improvisation. Musicians are improvising everything, the artists are improvising anything, or maybe an idea that you have and you're coming to rinse out. And so another musician who was from the collective, we connected here, and he was like, "Hey, do you think you want to do this?" And I was like, "Oh my gosh, it totally fits into what I want to do with my therapeutic performance." So we started doing it. And so we're introducing the work to the musicians, and I'm slowly infusing the therapeutic healing and getting them to understand what we're doing. So like sometimes the song is about, like, we did a song our last one, and somebody in the audience said sky blue and sunset red. Oh my gosh.
Ooh.
Oh my gosh. Because I said, okay, give us a color. And we played from that feeling of what we saw and felt with that color.
Yeah.
It was so beautiful. And fortunately, there's an actual studio, so they recorded it.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, so I'm excited to listen to it and hear it. But that's what we do. So it's improvised. Whatever comes up, whatever the moment is, we will create from that. So I don't have to
You
practice
don't
so
have to do no
long.
it's like no rehearsals here. Soft life era at its finest. Like we don't do that. Honey, we ain't got no time for that.
This is it. This is it.
So so do you have like specific musicians that you perform with or does it like rotate each month? Is it based on availabilities? How does that work?
A little bit of everything. So we do have like a house band that we're working with, and sometimes we'll sub out, and someone else will come in. But the idea is, and you're asking about practices. So we don't have practices, but what we did start to do were workshops, so that we
Mm.
can, because the idea is that it's not necessarily our band, but we're able to train other artists and musicians and teach them how to do this work as well. So the workshops are supposed to be every 2 weeks. So everyone comes in, and then artists can come in, and I teach them how to do it, how to integrate your inspired songs and listen to the musicians, while the musicians are learning about, like listening to one another, playing and filling in the space, when to come down, when to come up, how to pay attention to it. Yeah.
I love that you're using your natural innate ability to teach and applying it to everything.
Mhm.
And still being able to gain fulfillment out of it.
Mhm.
It's beautiful. Like just chef's kiss.
Thank you.
Chef's kiss. Um, Thank you so much for this. I told you people this was going to be an epic conversation. You have to come back. You have to come back so we can vibe some more. This has been so like replenishing, you know. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for
And
sharing.
anything you want to tell the audience before I let you go?
You are your own healer.
Mm.
You are your own healer in every way, shape, or form. Invest in yourself. We're taught not to. Don't buy the thing, wait until, come back around, for whatever reason, for whatever way, shape, or form, but you are your own healer. And it starts with giving yourself what you know you need, listening to yourself, responding to things, and purchasing things that you need. Because, like I said, how many times have you denied yourself? So just lean into that. Say yes to yourself.
I love it. Say yes to yourself.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Have an amazing evening.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. I wish you and your community the best. It's such a wonderful opportunity to be here with you. Thank you again.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Much appreciated.
And thank you to Donna for introducing us, right? For her.
Yes. Yes. Savage Desires. Big up yourself.
That's
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yes. All right. Bye.
Take care. Bye.
Yes. Oh my goodness. Oh, such an amazing conversation. Shout out to Odessa Thornhill. Please go follow her on all of the platforms and enjoy. That's all I can say is just enjoy. So we're going to get back into my conversation surrounding the Reggae North Music Awards 2025, where your girl just decided, hey, I'm gonna go over there and I'm going to bring my camera and do my thing. So I showed you a few pictures. Unfortunately, Spotify, you won't be able to see those pictures. But let's get into a little bit about the actual awards. So I was going to share my screen. Maybe I will share my screen a little bit, just a little bit. And then I want to get into some of the music. So we got about 30 minutes left. Let's vibe. If you don't mind, I want to vibe out. Okay, let's vibe. But because I'm going to be so mad at myself if I don't do this. First of all, let me run and grab my Casamigos. Shout out to Willie Dom Productions for my sexy rhythm and my logo. I can't see it because the live tab is over it, but my logo. If you're looking for a logo, Wheelie's your guy. Okay, so I'm going to, because I'm always doing something, right? And I actually have a shout out that I got at Jamaica Day, and I have immortalized it. So I'm gonna give it to you.
Yo, this Mr. Vegas, and it's a big and serious podcast. You don't know, see? Don't change nothing, don't plug or nothing. I know it's a blessing. Big and serious, I get the blessing.
Yes. You hear that? Big and serious, I get the blessing. Yeah, every time. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen. We're going to talk a bit about the Reggae North Music Award nominees and the award winners. And then we're going to get into some of the music that actually won, because, I feel like doing it. So here we go. All right. So for the 2025 nominees, I'm actually on the reggaenorthmusicawards.com website. So, you can always go over there, check it out. There's a plethora of information over there. Like I said, this, I'm telling you people, don't sleep on the Reggae North Music Awards, and don't be a follower. I'm gonna say and it's stealing the words of Steele. Anyway, don't be a follower. Like, follow your own intuition. What does your intuition tell you about the music awards? Follow that and do it. I'm gonna tell you, for me personally, the idea of getting dressed up beautifully, going into a venue that is gorgeous. Have you been inside the Rose Theater in Brampton? It is gorgeous in there. So going inside a gorgeous venue, dressed up, feeling great. My mommy said my makeup was amazing last week. So, and just being able to celebrate reggae and dance hall. Yo, does it get any better than that? And Canadian. Yeah, so we're there foreigner, we still have our own reggae, our own thing, but it's not our own because we're presenting it to the international world. Does it get any better than that? Shout out to Tony Anthony and the Reggae North crew. Nah lie. So this year, the nominees, and what I love, shout out to the creators of this website, because they made it so easy for a girl like me to talk about all this. So we had the category of the top male vocalists, and we had Demo Matthews going for it. We had Ainoa, Onique, Steele, and Steve Knight. That's so funny because I didn't remember that Steele won this. I didn't remember that Steele won this category, but Steele won this category, and I just quoted him. So that's hilarious, people. It's hilarious. Shout out to Steele on that win. Then we had the top female vocalist nominees, and it was Amoy, Belinda Brady, Black Orchid, Paris Ivy, and Tanya P. And Amoy went home with that award. Top male DJ nominees were Esco Levi, Isis, J Star, Neto Youth, and Skystar. And just so you know, a DJ is a dance hall term, right? So it's not like not necessarily like I'm not even gonna say not necessarily, just not a DJ of what we would call here in foreign a DJ, which is somebody who plays music on a set or on a sound. No, those are for the culture, those are called selectors. A DJ is a person that actually does toasting. Toasting is when they're doing their thing on a rhythm, like one. And I'm not a DJ, but you know what I'm saying. That's a DJ. So the top male DJ winner was Isis. Isis flung down a wicked performance as well. Top female DJ nominees were Donna Makeda, K Music, Fanique Tashara, and Tiffany Malvo, and Fanique took home this one. For the top male single, top reggae single male, the nominees were Chosen by Ainoa, Food, Clothes, and Shelter, Neto Youth, King of Nothing, Black Creek Rain, and Marry You by Steve Knight. Steve Knight performed. Ainoa also performed. Ainoa took home that title. Ainoa's performance, when you say powerful voice, and he had the ability to sound like Garnet Silk. I was like, he led with a Garnet Silk song. He didn't sing all of it. He sang parts of it, and I was like, what? Yeah, beautiful voice. Ainoa, big up yourself. So Ainoa won for Chosen. Then we went into, we had more people in that category. We had Miss Yummy by Lavi Luja. We had Pick Up the Pieces by Steele, Some Days by Demo Matthews, and This Too Shall Pass by Onique. So it was Ainoa who actually won that category. Then we went into the top reggae single for female. Nominees for that were Baby I Love You by Amoy, Bless Me by Selena, How Long by Black Orchid, Make It to the Top by Paris Ivy, Rise by Tanya P, Raise Up by Resolution, and Put It On by Tasha T. And Black Orchid took that home for How Long. Not for how long, like the song How Long. Sounds anyway, don't mind me, my brain is braining. So top traditional dancehall song male. So this is traditional dancehall. We had Addis Ababa, The Members, Bad Man Rock by True Ace, Come Pose For Me. I can't read right now, so sorry. Razdan, Dea, Kirk Diamond, Independent, King Uja, New Kid, J Star, and Nasime by Crisco G. And the winner was Bad Man Rock, True Ace. Then we had the top traditional dancehall songs female. Kashi, K Music, Fat by Fanique, Money Bonks by Tiffany Malvo, Nabadame by Tashara, Pack Up and Guan, Donna Makeda, and the winner of that category was Money Bonks by Tiffany Malvo. Then we went into the category for the Trap Fusion Dancehall Song Male. Nominees were Born to Be Free, Esco Levi, Broken Dreams by Onique, Find a Way by Sony G, Jaja A Guide by Legato Music, Karma by Skystar, and Real Father by Neto Youth. And Karma, Skystar won that category. And then we had the top trap fusion dancehall song. So it's like a fusion dancehall type of song. Kashi by K Music, We also had Dance With Me, Belinda Brady. We also had Love Me, Wanique Levy, Money Bunks, Tiffany Malvo, No Ring, Fanique, and Overcome by Paris Ivy, and Kashi, K Music One. Kashi. Yeah. All right, so then we had top songwriter. Nominees for that were Esco Levi, Ainoa, Kirk Diamond, Neto Youth, and Onique and Neto Youth took home the winner in that category. Then we had top producer. The nominees were Active Record, Bob Rhythm, Osborne, I Feel Joseph, Smoke Shop, and Tim Dubs. Tim Dubs took that one home. Top album, I think I'll just read the winners now because there's so many categories. So the top album winner went to Born to Be Free by Esco Levi. The top video went to Chosen by Ainoa. And I'm going slowly so you can see the category people nominees. The winner for radio DJ went to Specs the Boss. Halam on a Sunday. Top group went to Resolution. Top dancehall selector went to Chippy Don. Top entertainer, male or female, went to Amoy. Top club or party reggae dance DJ went to Blacks Done the Place. Yeah, so it was really cool. And then we had like some living legend awards. So Nana McLean won, as well as Grandmaster Rosa. But it was such a beautiful night, people. Like, again, don't sleep on it. Buy your ticket and be there next year. I'll be there. Your girl Goodas will be there for sure. Like that, nah, miss me, trust me. But what I want to do is I want to get into a little bit of the music, if you don't mind. I'm going to play a couple songs. I think I'm going to lead with Chosen by Ainoa. Yes, we're going to lead with that one. So let me go ahead and share that song with you so you can enjoy it too. Oh wait, let me pause my music. Yes, this is Chosen by Ainoa.
Most time, give thanks on your grace and your mercy, Lord. You know sometimes we don't deserve it, no. Oh Lord, oh no, oh no. It's not with skill but your mercy. Even though sometimes we don't deserve it, no. Yeah. Those gone the days when you used to run wanted. Mama cause and ask me, oh, Mr. Auntie, right at the wrong set, I told the truth to walk with. Is this the life you really want to live? Life get bitter like Cersei. Lost so many on the journey. Jaja, your grace that saved me. Do you bless me, they can curse. I'm one of Jaja chosen, yeah. Your love is flowing like a fountain. I'm one of Jaja chosen. My heart is coming in my throat. I'm one of Jaja chosen, yeah. I'm so wide alone. I'm one of Jaja chosen. Love is flowing, is flowing. Born and grow up in the old capital. I watch the whole town just a turn national. So-called dance and no name general. I'm out a 3 pints take before you turn national. Move your right hand and just a left hand there. When a friend I make friend get that way. In my destruction you stop me. Change my life, put me on another journey. I'm one of Jaja chosen, yeah. Love is flowing like a fountain. I'm one of Jaja chosen. My heart is coming in my throat. I'm one of Jaja chosen, yeah. I'm so wide alone. I'm one of Jaja chosen. Love is flowing, is flowing. No more struggles and strife, got to keep on going and going. We'll make a better life, and now the progress are showing. No more struggles and strife, gotta days when we used to run wanted. Mama cuss and ask me, oh, Mr. Auntie. Right at the wrong set, I told the truth to walk with. Is this the life you really want to live? Life get bitter like Cersei. Lost so many on the journey. Tata, your grace that saved me. Do you bless me, they can curse. I'm one of those that chosen, yeah.
Love is flowing like a fountain.
I'm one of those that chosen. I'm one of those that chosen, yeah. I'm one of those that chosen. I'm one of those that chosen. Love is flowing, it's flowing. Love is flowing, it's flowing.
Yes. So that is I Know with Chosen. Yeah. Did you see that transition, people? Did you see that? Did you see that? Your girl is learning. All right. So I'm going to run another track. I want to see if oh no, wrong way. Okay. I had to see like which way. All right. So the next song I'm going to play is Black Orchid, and we are working on getting Black Orchid on the show. She'll be here soon. She'll be here. Stay tuned for that interview. It's going to be a wicked one. This is How Long, Black Orchid.
Yeah. This is my plea. How long will my people suffer? How long? Yeah. How long will my people suffer? How long? Listen. Mr. Officer, what are you afraid of? You shoot first and ask questions later. And when you kill us, we bleed red just like you. I'm not an animal, I'm human just like you. Black lives are precious and black lives matter. I don't want to hear no online chit chatter. When will we be fed up enough to rise up and fight against the enemy? Someone sings the how long will my people suffer? How long? 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 I don't wanna see another dead black body lying cold in the ground with no dignity. And the media attaching no sympathy. And a bullet makes your name #ready. Pepper spray for your eyes, it's a milk for your eyes. So I shut up my mind and hatred. Them I say we are the terrorists, but who them I terrorize? Tell me how long will my people suffer? How long? 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 Fire and brimstone from Babylon. Fire and brimstone. 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 Mr. Officer, what are you afraid of? You shoot first and ask questions later. And when you kill us, we bleed red just like you. I'm not an animal, I'm human just like you. Black lives are precious and black lives matter. I don't want to hear no our lives. When will we be fed up enough to rise up and fight against the enemy? Yeah. How long will my people suffer? How long? Tell me how long. How long will my people suffer? How long? Tell me how long will my people suffer? How long? Yeah. How long will my people suffer? How long? Yeah. And then fire and brimstone from Babylon. Fire and brimstone. Fire and brimstone from Babylon. Fire and brimstone.
Yes.
Fire and
All right. such important messaging in the music. How long will my people suffer? And so many things that happen that is just like oops. Sorry. So many things that happen that is sometimes it's just like brushed under the carpet or it's just swept aside, and it's like no, why do we have to continue to suffer, and how are we coming out of it? Yeah. All right. So I think the last song I'm going to play is Budman Rock by True's Badman Rock. Yeah, I think that's the last tune that I'm going to play tonight. And then I got my bed because, people have to go to work tomorrow. And my body tells me I'm tired. So that means no gym tomorrow. Because we got to listen to our bodies, right? My body has been tired. It's been a whirlwind. I'd say the last 3 weeks have been a whirlwind for the Goodas. Maybe even a little bit before that. I would say maybe from I did the Jamaica Day event. It has just been a whirlwind for me. And I got to say, Effie, shout out to you because Effie has said, because earlier I said that I was not a media house, and Effie, I'm going to read it, actually said, you are a media you are a media house, and she put media in capitals. No selling yourself short. Thank you, girl. I love you long time. Olip, is it? All right. So I'm going to take a moment to say, honestly, Odessa, please, people, go follow her. Learn from her. She's so amazing, beautiful energy. Girl, keep doing what you're doing for the collective. It's important work, and I'm so pleased and honored that you came on my podcast and talked to me, and I got to talk to you for an hour. I'm so blessed and pleased and happy about that. So shout out to all of my audiences and all the different worlds that you tune into me from, whether it's Facebook on my personal feed. Shout out to you. Oh Lord, Facebook, I didn't even tune in to see. Oh gosh, how rude. Let me see quickly. Oh gosh. It wasn't on purpose, Facebook, man. Don't hold it against me, okay? Really, I promise you, it was not on purpose. Sometimes we forget the dance. I forget the dance sometime, and that's really awesome. Let me see. And now you see, because I'm feeling a little nervous, I can't even get to it. How do I get to my page? How do I get to my page? Shout out to the Facebook massive, honestly. Thank you, Ningen, as always. Thank you for your comments, your likes, your shares. Shout out to Instagram. Thank you as always. YouTube, TikTok, Rumble, and Spotify. Yeah, I will be, like I said earlier, I will be on the Roots Rock Reggae radio show this coming Monday, overnight, 90.3 FM. Look how cranky in the morning on Monday, I'm sure, but that's like, and of course you can follow me on all or most social media platforms at Angie Goodas, 2 Zs if you're running over to Instagram. And if you're looking for the show on Spotify, you're going to look up the Big and Serious podcast. Decided not to do SoundCloud anymore. You get knocked. Sorry, you're a psycho sometimes. But as we grow and figure it out, we might show up on another listening platform. We'll see what happens. But I am going to end the show like a bad gal, and then it was some Budman Rock, because why not? I can, and I'm going to. So hold on. Let me find my things. Yeah, let me find my things. That's what I told you, Zed. So Budman Rock, True Ace. Here goes.
Yo, I see one fame ring lead. I fully thought we are tell them this is a Budman Rock. Laugh and kill them, one must drop. This we are send them, chance get that. Tell them a wife up, love by tata. Say them bad, them not. Say them them run the place, go tell your bird brain that we live in the streets like the light on black. Man, pull up on the men's and all talking stop. Make everything jump off. Can't tell we say we time up and we no done rough. Money plus action, we no too talk. One flame and gorillas and now we a top chart. Big punch and a couple fast car. Everything we do them copy, them a imitate star. Scope and we rifle them never too far. Oh, them a push buttons and them no know war. Line a chop, ooh whip. New song talking on them head like a ta. Them a hate every day, this is not new. Bad bitches and money that we got. Two big beasts, man a press out. Them girlfriend a stress out. Says she a go hang with the team just to get out. While she up in on me bed like a sheet and a spread out. Girl off it drop drawers and me clean when me step out. This is a bad man rock. Laugh and kill them, one must drop. Bitch we a send them, just get that. Girl let them a wife up, love bite cacta. Say them bad, them not. Say them run the place, go tell your bird brain that we live in the streets like the light on black. Man, pull up on them ends and all talking stop. Yeah. We have the formula for that, them a bleed. So me take them gal lazy, no follow me lead. Say them badder down way, that I must in a dream. Girl is from me band, that talk in a jeans. 4 or 5 minutes left on the top of the beam. Check the swag and the style, cause the Louis V clean. Now we fresh like a new man, that a the team. Spend money like wow, cause they chop on them. We lifestyle bougie, we like some movie. Hear them a run them out, but that no movie. Everything we drop, them pick it up, them a we groupie. Tell them send the craft, them a use, can't fool we. Sell move, now the 6 and we not do the politics. Violate the orders and pick up all the tips. Who you think I run the ground? How we a bring the hits? One flame and gorillas and we choose to do this. This is a bad man rap. Laugh and kill them, one must drop. Bitch we a send them, just get that. Girl let them a wife up, love bite tata. Say them bad, them not. Say them run the place, go tell your bird brain that we live in the streets like the light on black. Man, pull up on them ends and all talking stop. One flame, gorillas, the whole terrorists. Choose the one, you know the thing go. Not no nice like our bingo. That's it. Tacha.